Hello, everybody, and welcome to Red 2 Chatter, the show about everything Star Wars. And I don't know why, but I have like a lot more energy today than I usually do. So it's like that opening was like peak that you've probably ever seen me on this channel. So I mean, so we got quite a few topics today.
Yeah, that's what happens when you only go every other week.
Yeah.
You do build up a few more topics.
And, we got some good, some bad, some questionable things that are going on. So I guess we'll start out with probably, the one that I'm going to be talking about the most. New Star Wars Battlefront 2 roadmap outlines the rest of the year. Now, a lot of people, some people are pretty excited for this, basically. Which is, they just added some overall gameplay and other features and new gameplay features and stuff like that. So, here's what EA has planned. So, this month, July, heroes can turn lightsabers on and off on player command. That's just kind of like a little, whistle there, a little bell and whistle that that you added in. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's cool that it's not always on and you can activate it and deactivate it.
Yeah. Lightsaber blocking will now affect stamina, which is interesting. Which means, that basically means you can't just freaking tank all the shots because you're blocking unlimitedly.
Right.
It's
going to wear you out.
It's more realistic. I mean,
yeah.
You get tired blocking all the time.
Which actually brings up something that I would love to see, but we'll go into that later. Players can swap appearances pre-round, which is pretty cool. So like, if you don't want to, look the same as you do, like, say you die, like, oh man, that skin was bad luck. So you decide to switch skins. You can do that now. Hero showdown quality of life improvements, which is that's pretty nice, because especially the thing that I think needs the most work on, and this kind of brings in something that I want to talk about, is lightsaber combat. Like, it's so terrible in this game. I don't like, it's just
right
until someone dies, and it's like, it's so bad. And when, even the old Battlefronts got that right so well. Like, they did a really good job with their lightsaber combat. I don't know what went on in this game and its lightsaber combat, but it's terrible. And I would love to see, if you guys are familiar with the game called For Honor. Do you guys know that game at all? It's basically a game all about sword combat, and like, you change your position, like, to block and to swing from one of three positions. And I would love to see a game with lightsabers all about that. That'd be really cool. If make a really strategic melee lightsaber combat simulator. I think that'd be really cool. August, they have emotes and victory poses available to unlock with credits or crystals. Which is, whatever. Fall squad system. Which, I gotta admit, the squad system is, like, kind of pointless in Battlefront 2. Basically, you get, like, some extra perks if you, like, spawn in with 3 other people, and you all spawn at the same point on the map. But, like, it doesn't matter, because I think what they were trying to do was, like, oh yeah, you 4 should work as a team to, lead your team. But what ends up happening is all 4 of you go your separate ways and start doing your own thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, whatever, So, like, I hope that they do improve that system and actually make it where, it's preferable to work as a team instead of just going off solo and killing people that way.
My question is, though, is all this kind of stuff, these just little bells and whistles and small changes, is that too little, tgoing for this game?
That's a lot of people right now. A lot of people are saying, this is way too late. And I mean, granted, they brought in, they're going to bring in General Grievous and Obi-Wan Kenobi into the heroes. But, still, it's like, you couldn't put them in base game.
But not that, but it just was the base game not good enough to keep people's attention for more than just a couple of months before they're like, okay, I'm done with this, because it's not all that fun.
I mean, if you look at like the player count, how many players were online, like launch day was not that great because people were still pretty salty over the first game,
right?
Yeah,
and how not very well received that game was.
So received the Han Solo treatment.
Yeah, and so people weren't really excited, but then slowly people started trying it out, and then it just had this huge drop off eventually. But a lot of people were just really pissed off about the loot boxes and everything like that. So a lot of people decided, no, we ain't playing that. Yeah. So yeah, it's for me, it's a little bit too late, for me at least.
Too little, too late.
But hey, for people who still play the game and enjoy it for what it is, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Got some extra stuff to work with. Yeah. The next topic that we have is Star Wars. Mark Hamill claims he will be the last to know about Star Wars Episode 9 appearance. Apparently.
I don't know if that's true. You kind of got to know a little bit.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's known for trolling the audience and not giving direct answers and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, he's keeping true to form.
I still want Billy Dee Williams to come back.
I am pretty... Well, we have confirmation that he is coming back.
We'll talk about that later, though.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the topic coming up.
Back to Luke. Or...
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, not knowing whether or not he's going to be in the movie. Yeah, I agree with you. He just...
Sure, J.J. Abrams is going to have him in the movie.
Yes.
Now, at what capacity?
Force Ghost. I mean...
Right.
It's going to be, but at what capacity of a Force Ghost?
Right.
Is he going to be like Obi-Wan?
We've learned in Last Jedi that Force Ghosts can manipulate, or they can reach out and touch living things. Yoda.
Yeah.
Set the tree on fire.
Set the tree fire, and he also hit Luke on top of the head.
Yeah.
With his little cane.
Yeah.
So we know that they can, interact with the living.
Yeah.
I think more than just a visual way.
You think it's just the living of the willing? Like, he can't go and attack Kylo Ren or anything. I think it's got to be somebody he's connected to.
Well, I'm sure their powers are...
limited.
Right. As far as being able to attack.
With lightning or anything and kill Kylo Ren with a strike of lightning, right?
Or could he cause an avalanche, of boulders? But, I mean, Kylo could easily defend that.
Yes. But I'm just wondering... how far are they willing to go with this?
Right.
The Force Ghost guys can do a bunch of stuff to manipulate the living world.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be almost willing. You got to be willing to be allowed. Luke was allowing him to touch him.
Yeah.
But he still manipulated the lightning to burn down the tree, so...
True.
There's that. So, I mean, technically, they could trap Kylo Ren inside a tree and... Yes, Yoda could light the tree on fire. I mean, right?
Yeah.
So technically, I guess Yoda could kill Kylo Ren.
Yeah. There are also, talks about, of course, Billy Dee Williams, but also that Ewan McGregor could reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in some capacity.
Oh, it's like a Force Ghost?
Yeah.
And
since you can't get Alec Guinness.
Right, and that would be interesting to see how people take that.
Yeah.
Because Obi-Wan's Force Ghost was always Alec Guinness. Whereas...
But now
the Anakin one changed.
But if he comes and he's talking to Rey didn't know Alec Guinness,
right.
Obi-Wan, so why would it matter?
Right, so maybe appearing younger would be more, I don't know.
She would relate to him more?
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, granted, they could still do the whole, CGI
Yeah, they could do.
And I mean, honestly...
On the Force Ghost, you can do that.
Yeah, because, you can't...
It was done... That's how it was done anyway, so...
Yeah, and also, right. I think it will be less noticeable than, having an actual person.
Actually, Obi-Wan interacted with the living, too, when he was able to sit on that log. He was able to move those vines out of his way when he was walking, out of the swamp.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's always been done.
It's just wondering how much you can do.
Right, to what extent.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But back to the Mark Hamill thing, he knows if he's going to be in the movie. He's just giving people crap.
He's toying.
Yeah, he's just toying. He's just toying with fans. That's all he's doing.
Yeah. The next one is Lucasfilm allegedly struggling to replace Kathleen Kennedy at the helm of Star Wars. Now, from what I understand,
did she retire or quit? Or?
No, Disney was kind of unhappy with how she was running things, with how she was running some of the movies, and especially how she handled Solo. A lot is they weren't very happy with how she was running things, so they kind of just let her go.
Did they?
That's what I heard.
Well, they haven't. I don't think she's officially gone yet.
Yeah. But her days are numbered. Yeah. Definitely.
But I think she'll go of her own.
She's just moving into another area of
accord, right? I don't think they'll fire her. I think she'll just head up some other department.
Yeah, she'll get a different department to head up. That's usually how it works.
And they'll move somebody else in. Now, it will be difficult for them to find somebody who's willing to take on that much pressure. I mean,
there's even Kathleen that are willing to do it, though.
Well, there are, but are they any good?
Yeah, the biggest problem with Disney though is Bob Iger, the CEO. The guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
If you got rid of that moron,
then we would be
Disney would be way better off.
Bring back John Lasseter, dang it, or someone like him at least.
Yeah, Bob Iger's a moron.
Yeah,
in my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah, it's just honestly,
he's just a crappy CEO.
Yeah, he is, and like honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Kathleen Kennedy myself, but like just because some of her views are a bit to me, but it's. I hope that they bring in someone who actually gives a crap about Star Wars.
Yes, I hope they bring in somebody that's a fan.
You know who they should consider? Two people that would be on my list.
Who's that?
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni, yeah.
Dave Filoni would be really cool.
Pablo Hidalgo.
Yep.
But, dude, why isn't Pablo Hidalgo the chief of freaking Lucasfilm? Why isn't he? He should be.
Those would be my two choices.
Yeah, he pretty much...
Or Lawrence Kasdan. Or his son, John Kasdan.
I think they're better at writers than they would be at running a company.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know that they have the experience.
Yeah, that's the thing is those guys, whether or not they have any sort of experience running a company.
But as far as vision goes and
yes,
I think Dave Filoni would be honestly the best choice.
Setting it on the right course, I agree.
I think Dave
Filoni could do it.
I think he would be the best choice.
And I think he's got the creative mind of knowing what Star Wars is to be able to run it correctly.
Also, Dave Filoni is going to surround himself by people who know what he doesn't know.
Yes.
Yep.
So I mean that's what good
CEOs do.
Yeah, people who run companies do. I'm weak here. I'll hire somebody who's strong there. Yeah. I'm weak here. You understand your strengths and weaknesses. And
you fill in the weaknesses with people that can help you out.
Right? Dave Filoni definitely seems to do that.
Yeah.
He definitely seems to know his own weaknesses and his own strengths. And that's why the freaking Clone Wars is such almost a masterpiece.
I know. I've started watching it.
I also think Dave Filoni would be a better... If it was Dave Filoni, he would be a better judgment of which directors can actually do the job.
Yes.
For the type of movie
they want.
Right.
Yes. He'd be like... Because the whole Solo thing probably would never have happened. Because he'd be going to look at those guys and go, these guys are more improv, comedy... We don't want that for Solo. That's not what the Solo movie is.
Yeah.
We're going to move... No, those guys wouldn't get picked in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand what they were trying to do. They're trying to get younger, newer directors, people that have different... but sometimes the older guys that freaking know what they're doing are just a better choice.
Yeah. Sometimes you need some experience in there. You
bring in a Ron Howard, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows how to direct actors. He knows how to get the best out of an actor.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like Dave Filoni, he seems to like really deeply care
about Star Wars.
Yes.
That's another reason why he'd be
passionate about it and loves it. I mean, and you can just tell by the way he talks about it, by the way he goes about making his own projects.
So people at Disney, if you're watching this, Dave Filoni, we put our vote in
he would be good.
Filoni. So next one is Rian Johnson. I don't like this guy, but Rian Johnson's first movie in his Star Wars trilogy is likely coming in 2020, so the same year that
Episode 9
Episode 9 will be. Now,
episode 9's coming in 2019.
2019. Yeah,
is it?
It's next year.
It's next year.
Next December.
Hold up. I'm gonna go back. Undo close tab, because I'm not too sure about that. Hold up. Let me go check. Fact checking.
December 2019 is when episode 9 is supposed to be out. They start filming
Well,
later this month.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, December 20th, 2019.
Yep.
Okay.
I think you read the 20.
Yeah. I think
December
I
20th,
yeah,
and you just like transposed all those numbers.
Yeah, I just saw 3 20s in
Right.
my vision. I got 20 vision.
I mean, I think. See, this is where I think everybody's like worried about Ryan Johnson, and no, he's gonna make a movie though. I think he's gonna. It's starting from scratch on his own thing, so therefore I think it'll be better. I don't know why they even when they started the next trilogy. When J.J. Abrams started it, why they switched directors? Why
I don't
they
know.
Just kept J.J. Abrams to finish it because it's his vision to start with, and he kind of knew where he wanted to go with it. Let him take it to the end. Just do all 3 movies.
Well,
Yeah.
It just made no sense.
I also don't know why they just didn't write scripts for all three before they started.
Granted, that's what they did with the original trilogy. Was George Lucas didn't direct every single film.
No, he directed the first one, and then.
But he
also pretty much directed Return of the Jedi too.
Yeah. But the problem is, they had the same writers. And he wasn't in the writing part of the directing of like Empire Strikes Back. Other people were there.
Yeah, there's people that actually wrote those. The writers wrote them all the way through.
Ryan Johnson had almost complete 100% control over Last Jedi, and I think that was one of the biggest problems, was that he wrote and directed. Yes. Which I think was one of the biggest problems.
I think you would have been better off to have Abrams just finish writing them. If he was the person, I don't know if he was him in a group. I'm sure he's not sitting there by himself writing this thing. He's got a team of writers with him.
Yeah.
Well, Chris O'Terry, I think, is one of the main writers.
Yeah, but that same team should have been the people that just wrote all 3 films. And then you can have different directors then because they're constrained by what's already been written.
Yeah, like do it just like they did the original trilogy. Yeah. It's basically what they did with the original trilogy.
Yeah.
It would have just made it a better, more cohesive trilogy.
Yeah.
As a whole. The problem with it is, I have a problem with, it's just totally different. So way different than the first one. It doesn't feel like they're
connected at all.
Connected movies.
Yeah, except for
the characters.
Seeing the last scene of the Force Awakens, the first scene, or not even the first scene, but the first time you see Luke and Rey together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is really the only connection.
The only really part that
feels like it's connected. The rest of it just doesn't. It feels like a totally different
series
movie.
Yeah, it doesn't even
totally different movie, and it's like, why did we? It's not really a continuation of the first movie, and not. I mean, it is definitely a continuation of that movie. It's just not directed like it's a continuation of that first movie.
Yeah. It just but
so if you guys are like the Ryan Johnson movie that he's starting and it'll be out in 2020. Maybe since it'll be him and his writers and his directing through all 3 movies, it'll be better flow.
Hopefully.
That's the problem, is the flow between those 2 movies is just so different. It just doesn't.
Yeah, the pacing and everything.
It's hard to watch.
It's hard to watch, like, especially when you're marathoning, right?
Well, it's hard to watch the second one after you watch the first one and you like the first one, how it was paced, how it was moving along, how it was going, and then the next one's like, holy cow, this is way different. And it's just harder to wrap your mind around it.
Yeah,
and to enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just
my opinion.
Yeah. To me, it's like Force Awakens and The Last Jedi are like Grease and Grease 2. Don't watch them back to back. Watch them as separate movies. Because
you almost have to.
Separate movies, they're good. I like both of them. I like Force Awakens better, but I like both of them on their own as separate movies.
You almost have to
not watching them back. If I watch Force Awakens, I cannot put on Last Jedi and just watch it. I have to just put on Last Jedi and watch it on its own.
Yeah, and don't even think about what happened beforehand. It's just its own movie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's just this girl that's on this island, and he's trying to get this guy to train her as a Jedi. You can't think of her as the Rey in the first movie. Otherwise, it just doesn't feel right for some reason.
Yeah.
There's something that doesn't feel right. And I think it's just because more than different writers and different directors, and
it clashed way too much.
And I'm afraid that's what's going to happen with this last movie.
But do yourself a favor and never watch Grease and then put in Grease 2 right after. You will hate Grease 2 for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
It is an awful movie.
Yeah, it's bad.
Compared to the first one.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's so bad. But, like, you know, even, like, the prequels, they had the pleasure of, you know, being all written by George Lucas.
And directed by
George Lucas. Whether that's a pleasure or a curse.
Or a curse.
You know, it's debatable.
But it flows.
It flows.
the story's there.
It's very, like, I got
the directing is not.
Say what you want about those movies. The pacing is really good in those movies. Even the second one. Like, despite the, you know, crappy romance thing, the pacing's still good.
It's just the crappy dialogue and the horrible direction that the actors got.
Yeah. Like, how do you
for those love scenes. The rest of the movie is good. Like the Obi-Wan stuff, I love that part of the movie.
Yeah.
But if I could just get rid of the Padme and Anakin, and not that I don't like
the romance part,
the character of Padme or the character of Anakin,
or even the romance part of the scene. It's just the acting and the directing. It's
and the
so
dialogue
bad.
is
The dialogue is
so awful.
Yeah, like, there's... In the third one, there's chemistry there between Anakin and Padme, but it's like they found that after they already finished the second movie. And it's like George Lucas was just sitting there and being like, oh crap, these two actually need to be in love. We'll put all the chemistry in the third movie. Don't worry about the second one.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
All right, so
Next topic.
yeah, let's move on to our next topic.
Star Wars Last Jedi, how Rey's training foreshadowed Kylo Ren's duel with Luke.
Have you watched it side by side?
I mean, yeah, they do kind of have similar movements.
Very similar.
Yeah.
It's eerily similar. And I don't know if Rian Johnson did it on purpose or if just the choreographer set it up that like I'm going to work with Rey, we're going to do these movements. Oh, well, we already did that. Let's just work with Kylo, do the same type of movements.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's pretty... And to say, was it foreshadowing Kylo versus Luke, or is there any, like, real significance to it? As far as, like, movie lore goes, I don't think there's that much... I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's almost shot by shot the same.
Yeah.
But I can take a whole lightsaber duel from a whole bunch of different people and probably find similarities enough to do a bunch of cut clips and go, hey, look at this.
But it was like not just cut clips. It was like the whole like little scene and the whole little scene.
Yeah.
And they're almost doing the same actions. Step for step. So
yeah.
There's some...
Maybe that's just how that guy kind of liked to...
Right.
The choreographer liked to do things. So it was like big, long, sweeping motions. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's interesting. I mean, it's...
I don't know if
it's cool that people are like
watch that much,
right? Are just so into it that they picked up on it. I'd never really picked up on that.
No, I would have.
Me neither. Me neither. And usually I pick up on a lot of stuff that people don't notice in movies, and yeah, that one I definitely didn't pick up on. So this one is Motive Studios general manager discusses their open world Star Wars project. This I'm pretty excited for. Hopefully they don't get killed off by the serial killer called EA before they can finish it. It's like a certain other game company that was trying to do a Star Wars game and they got killed off. So with the speaking of which, the closure of Visual Games may have slowed down the development of some of EA's Star Wars games, but that doesn't mean the projects are shutting down. Motive Studios head manager Jade Raymond just recently spoke with Game Informer, and during their interview, the manager gave quite a few updates about the studio's upcoming entitled Star Wars video game. Untitled, I mean, not entitled. Though Raymond might not have any official details on when Motive's Star Wars project might release, she does assure Star Wars gamers that the project is in good hands. So here she says, Ragtag was being co-developed already with the team in Vancouver, so there was already a group of people who had been collaborating on it, the Motive Studios manager explained to the publication. The core team there is super, super strong. There are people who had worked on Skate, SSX, and a bunch of Need for Speeds back in the day. So there's a core group that was part of EA Black Box when that was a thing. It's people who worked on a lot of non-sport stuff out of Vancouver over the years. Oh yeah, when he was saying Skate, SSX, and Need for Speed, I'm like, But then thankfully he caught himself.
Or she did.
Or she did. And she said his people who worked on a lot of people, non-sports stuff.
Yeah.
So whew!
Yeah, because you don't need a sports Star Wars game.
Well,
I think this is the game all Star Wars fans want.
Yeah.
At least the majority.
Yeah.
It's just an open world explore.
Yeah, and do quests and do that kind of stuff. Basically, Elder Scrolls, but in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
I haven't played a video game since Elder Scrolls. I would probably play that.
It would probably require me to pick up a PS4 or Xbox, depending on which one.
Or whichever one you
maybe
get
PS5
the best deal
by
on.
then.
Yeah, it would probably be PS5 by then, or Xbox, whatever the heck they're gonna name it, Xbox 165. 160.
Yeah, and if they just kept making more downloadable content too for it that you can get every now and then,
different
downloadable
quests.
Yeah,
but it's different on a game like that, like Ultima Online. You get the different content that
new patches
because they're working on
new stuff
for
all
you.
the time.
They can't just have the entire game ready for you.
Yeah.
Like, they're always in constant development. As long as people are playing it, they'll keep developing new stuff for you. Yeah. I don't mind that kind of DLC.
Like
it's
the
the stuff
World of
that
Warcraft, they always give you new.
Right. It's the stuff they hold back when they already have
so they can make you buy it.
Right.
Make you have
That's
to
the
purchase
stuff
it.
that would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
No, because you could come up with a new idea after it's already out. Oh, we should have done this, and then you just put a patch in and downloadable content, throw it in there, and let people download it, and maybe pay $1 for it or whatever for the download.
Yeah.
I don't mind that on those kind of games because it does make the game even bigger, more fun.
DLC.
More,
yeah, DLC.
It keeps expanding in a positive way.
Like look at even like Skyrim with its Dawnguard, and Dawnguard gives you a whole new realm to explore and a whole new castle, whole new storyline, and then you have the Dragonborn, which gives you a whole new island, to explore. And it's huge, and it's got a whole bunch of side quests in it. That's like the best thing to do with these open world single player games.
Right. Yeah, you have to have because you can keep it going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and people like, for example, people to this very day are still finding new things to do in Skyrim. Yeah. Like it's been it came out in 2011.
Yeah, it's been out like 7 years.
7 years, and people are still finding little Easter eggs to look at and notice in the game. It's just
so if that's what
crazy.
This kind of game is, that would be sweet. That would make me play video games again.
Yeah. Also, if it comes to PC. And then modders get a hold of it, and some of the stuff that some of the modders can do is just amazing. So if they manage to do kind of something similar to Bethesda, where they let the creation kit be like opened up to everyone, where people can create their own stuff and just mod it so other people can download it and play on it.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool if they could do that.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what they come up with on this, if it ever comes to light. Who knows?
Like Don said, hopefully they don't get shut down.
Yeah,
it doesn't get squashed.
Doesn't get that psycho from EA. That's right. That's what EA is. It's freaking Norman Bates standing behind the shower curtain with a knife. So yeah, Star Wars Episode 9 is returning to the original filming location for Yavin 4.
So will we see Yavin 4 in Episode 9?
Well, the moon on the far side of Yavin. I mean, that's what it is. It's
like the base.
It's the fourth. It's the fourth
moon of Yavin.
Fourth moon of Yavin. Yavin 4. That's why it's called Yavin 4. It's the moon.
Yavin is a gas giant.
Yeah.
Yep. Yavin 4 is the fourth moon of Yavin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I think it'd be cool to
They already did it. They did it for Rogue One.
Rogue One, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not
like
let's
it see it like before. Years later
when it's kind of collapsing down and maybe overgrown with overgrowth or something. Are they going to go back there and reopen that as their headquarters?
I don't think
they kind of know people. You should be, if you were the First Order, would be watching that area.
Right, all that. Like they would be on Hoth and have that place
they'd have like
under watch
under surveillance.
Yeah.
And Yavin under surveillance.
Indoor, possibly under surveillance.
Oh yeah. I would. Yeah, I would. I mean, if I was the First Order, I'd freaking do that.
Yeah. Right. Wouldn't you have like a little outpost there?
Places they know of. Yeah, even what's it called? You go to Dantooine.
Right, they're on Dantooine.
They're on Dantooine. They like checked it out, and it was an abandoned post. You would go there. That's the first in A New Hope.
Yep.
You would go there if you're the First Order and have or whatever. And
you'd probably go to
probe droid sitting there watching, making sure there's nobody coming there and reopening that base.
You'd probably go to what's it called too, the planet that Ezra's from.
Oh, Lothal. Yeah. Make sure there's not anything going on there.
Right.
I mean, if you're smart, you would be doing that. You would keep an eye on their old bases to make sure they're not trying to revive them.
But, I mean, who knows what they could use the location for. It would be cool to revisit Yavin if they do it right.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the First Order that revisits Yavin and not the Rebels.
Yeah. That could be it. So this is a new Star Wars Comic-Con poster. Unites the franchise's 3 generations.
It's a pretty cool poster.
It's pretty cool.
I like it.
It's
void of some characters.
Yeah, like I don't know why you have young Obi-Wan when instead
because he is young.
Yeah, I mean, but like you could have had the bearded, more iconic Obi-Wan that a lot of people remember.
Instead of from Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that a lot of people
remember
had from.
Yeah.
Granted, you can still have, but like where's C-3PO in any of these?
Right, or Chewbacca.
Yep.
Yeah, like there's some characters that are definitely missing. Or even
3PO and Chewbacca are the 2 main ones for me. Chewie should definitely be in the middle one. He doesn't have to necessarily be on the end one there with the.
I mean, I guess they were
the
trying
newest
to, they were trying to do something like
it's a
certain amount of characters.
Yes, it's 5 characters
from each place, but. And I guess, when you get down to it, those are the main 5.
Yeah, the 2 good guys, the bad guy, the good girl.
Yeah.
I guess the third one's got the good guy and the 2 good girls.
Yeah. Actually, they have actually, for this one, they're instead of Luke and Leia right there, they should have done Poe and Finn. In my opinion, they should have done Poe and Finn right there.
Yes. Yeah.
That'd make more sense.
And also, it's kind of funny that it's Anakin, Vader, and Kylo. Shouldn't it be the Emperor or Sheev Palpatine? I mean, if you're just going with like, who's like
the main
and
villain, Snoke, right?
The bad guy.
The main villain in the prequels is the Emperor.
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Yeah.
So I agree with you there.
It could have done Darth Sidious.
You could have taken out Qui-Gon Jinn and had older Obi-Wan and younger.
Anakin. This Anakin,
that
basically.
Anakin, yeah, but older Obi-Wan, and get rid of Qui-Gon, and then put the Emperor in his cloak.
I mean, Qui-Gon was in one movie. I mean, I would have put the Emperor as the head line of that poster, and then
of the bad guy in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
Put the older Obi-Wan,
and the maybe middle, or even that one, Anakin.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith Anakin.
Yeah.
R2 played a huge role in that movie, so I'm cool with R2 being in there.
Yeah. And Yoda, of course, he's going to be in the middle one.
Yeah.
He's got to be there. But yeah, like, instead of Luke and Leia on the new trilogy, it should have been Poe and Finn, in my opinion. Yeah. I think that would have made more sense, especially since, that's the formula.
Well, Luke and Leia weren't even in the very first movie very much.
Yeah.
To even mention.
Right. Well, I mean, like, it's the same formula. It's always the 2 main guys and 1 main girl in every one, and the 2 main guys in the original or the new trilogy are Poe and Finn.
Yeah.
So
to be more to add more symmetry to the 3 posters or the 1 poster.
The 1 poster.
Yeah.
I still think it's pretty cool.
It's still cool.
Oh yeah, it's still really cool.
We're picking it apart.
Yeah, we're picking it up.
We're being nitpicky.
Sorry, artist, but
we're Star Wars fans, man.
We're being nitpicky. We don't mean anything negative.
Try some.
No, edits. It's a really cool poster. It's a really cool poster. If I had room to hang posters in my house, I would freaking pick that up and frame it. But
yeah,
I just don't have room for posters.
So webcomic points out how Kylo Ren is the representation of the Star Wars fan base. So you have check it out. So you have Anakin, young Anakin, quit acting.
Young Anakin.
Quit acting due to bullying for his role as Anakin. What is his name?
Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd. Nearly committed suicide over backlash to Jar Jar Binks.
That was on my best.
Endured a boycott of the movies just for being cast, was Finn. Deleted her Instagram account due to harassment, was Rose. Deleted her Instagram account due to harassment, Rey, or Daisy Ridley. Sold his franchise because making them wasn't fun anymore, Lucas. I think this is why Kylo Ren is such an interesting villain. He's a whiny, selfish, old-school, worshipping, angry cosplayer. And when he throws tantrums, that's Disney saying, this is you. I mean, like, see,
No,
I think
it's not Disney saying that. That's the mouse saying this
yeah,
is you.
Yeah, that's Mickey.
Mickey Mouse.
I mean, I think,
but it is Disney.
This is a very small minority of people who did this. You know, I don't think like this is.
Yeah, but they're a loud minority. Well, that's the unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing.
Is that keyboard warriors out there can just be on there constantly and just tap the keys.
But don't put your
make negative comments.
But don't put your actual name and where you live on your posts because you're chickens.
Yeah, I have those little.
That's what I have a problem with a lot of the internet crap that the Twitter and the friggin' Instagram and Facebook nonsense and all that. That's why I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I always include, like, when I have my Twitter account, it's just my name. So you
knew who
it's
you were.
Me.
Yep, that's me.
And then for my Instagram account, it's J Wilson by Design. My name's right in there.
Yep.
So I'm not
I don't hide
anything,
behind Big Dog 3.2.
Right.
Big dog 3.2.
Put your name
face
or whatever.
4.
Just put your name out there and own up to your friggin' bullcrap trolling that you do and harassment of people, so people can maybe come to your house and harass you for being a dumbass.
Yeah, and
I mean, most people just use like troll accounts anyway. They just have like separate accounts just set up as like
just so they can go do that nonsense.
Yeah. Now, granted, I don't think like I don't know. I personally don't agree with it, but whatever. It's funny for what it is.
I would say with that minority loud fan base that is the whiners, I'd say it's fairly accurate.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's not the entire.
But for like the people who intelligently they say outright what their problems with Last Jedi are.
There's nothing wrong with having a problem with the movie.
No. Oh yeah, no.
There is a problem with attacking
individuals,
Jake Lloyd, attacking Ahmad Best. That's before Facebook.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
attacking
Daisy Ridley, and whoever plays Rose, whatever her name is.
Anna Marie Chan.
Yeah, attacking her because they didn't like her character on the movie.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's ridiculous.
Like, I was just saying, like,
you are sad.
There's people on Twitter who were, they were just
sad little people.
They were just criticizing the Last Jedi. They weren't, attacking anyone personally.
I have no problem because I criticized the Last Jedi. I'm not a big fan of that movie.
Yeah,
it's all right. I mean, I can watch it more than once, but am I a fan? Is it one of the ones? Is it a go-to movie for me of a Star Wars? No, it's the last one I'm going to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, except for maybe Clone Wars.
Oh yeah,
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, that's probably. So here we have something that's interesting. Is Kylo Ren the true hero of the Star Wars sequel trilogy?
I don't think so.
I thought it was kind of a cool
maybe
take on it, or like on the theory.
So what's the theory? Since you know what it was, I haven't read this article yet.
Let's see here.
Jay knows the gist. So we don't have to read the whole thing. Oh, go ahead.
There's a new Star Wars Last Jedi fan theory going around, and it asks, is Kylo Ren actually the true hero of the sequel trilogy? Redditor user Emperor Joker makes some interesting points in a lengthy argument which frames Ben Solo as the hero of the new saga as opposed to the general consensus that he's more interesting villain than Darth Vader himself. The argument begins by detailing the fact that Ren had the chance to end both his mother Leia and the Resistance in one fell swoop, but instead chose not to. He also turned on Snoke and split him in half when the Supreme Leaders ordered him to strike Rey down. He's a conflicted character for sure, but a hero? Where the argument gets interesting, though, is when Emperor Joker suggests that Rey's main drive is the pursuit of glory, whereas Kylo Ren simply needs to make a personal connection. This certain point of view is backed up by the fact that Luke Skywalker saw Rey embrace the dark side to get what she wants, while Ren still wants to kill the past to finally move on from it all. See, I actually kind of agree with that, because...
the only part I don't agree with is the glory part. Rey's not out for glory.
Yeah, but, like...
No.
She's definitely cold towards Kylo, who, honestly, I think Kylo just needs someone there for him.
Rey just witnessed Kylo strike down Han Solo. Han Solo is like the first person outside of Finn that's ever been nice to her.
Yeah.
And offered her a job and, like, appreciated her skills.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, of course she's going to be cold to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has a reason to be.
Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, even I think Luke realizes that, in the end, Kylo, he was the one that created Kylo.
Well, yeah. I mean, Rey brings that up.
Yeah.
Like, did you create Kylo? And in a way, yes.
Yeah, he did. And so, it'd be very interesting to see him being this kind of villain that, you kind of want to see get better,
Oh, he's definitely that kind of villain to me. I would like to see Kylo turn back from the dark side or use the dark side not just to, lash out at everything, but maybe become more of a gray in the between Jedi, or not Jedi at all, just a Force user that's kind of on the dark side and uses the light side
to
dominate if he wants to.
I think Kylo's hatred for Luke, which is also now hatred for the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason he didn't kill his mom in that moment when he had the chance to push the button, I think, is because Leia connected with him, and that's what it kind of like took him back a little bit. It's like, well, I can feel my mom, like, and he just had a moment, like, he's like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a moment of like weakness, really. It's just a moment of like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like questioning himself, basically, like where he's at. After he kills Snoke, nope. I think they took the next step he needed to take.
Yeah.
Now he's just full on bad guy?
Yep.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, I slightly disagree, but whatever. It's all about having different opinions.
Right. And we won't know until J.J. Abrams tells us.
Yeah, exactly. So the Boba Fett movie set to start shooting in 2020, apparently.
We'll see.
Set to start shooting. I mean, I heard that freaking they were going to just stop all... personally, I heard that they were going to stop all production on the Solo movies
that's the
because
rumors.
Of how...
Lots of rumors going around, but nothing ever official came from Disney.
Yeah.
That they were stopping everything. Like, nothing super official. Like, they might, like, be pulling back on some things, but I don't think that means they're not happening. I just think they're sort of reevaluating.
Yeah.
Like, when they want things to happen and, in what time frame they want things to happen and what sequence they want them to happen.
Well, let's see if they also learn from their mistakes of don't hire the wrong directors, don't let a bunch of negative press get out there, and don't open right after friggin' Infinity Wars and friggin' Deadpool.
Right, and just stay in
the December time frame, dominate it.
Yeah.
It's after the summer blockbuster of May or whatever it is, or May and June.
Yeah.
December is your next biggest month for movies.
Yeah.
So just stay in dominate.
Yeah, because once you get to
December.
like August, September, October, you start to get into... Well, right in September, there's a dead period where there's nothing.
School starts back up for all the kids. And
but then you start getting, in October, you either get your Halloween-based movies or you start getting the more Grammy-nominated...
Yeah, nonsense movies that nobody
people
watches.
Just going for awards movies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I don't watch any of them.
No,
there's very few of them I like that are just purposefully made to get an Academy Award.
Yeah. Now,
or an Oscar or whatever they get.
Yeah. But if if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, I'm not really that sad over if a Boba Fett movie doesn't happen.
No, I think I'd rather see the Obi-Wan movie.
Yeah, same here.
In my opinion, I'd rather see the next Solo movie. All you people didn't go out there and watch it were stupid.
Yeah.
I would love to see where
Han
and Chewie go, but I don't really need that story as much as I would like to see where
Kira
ends up
with Maul. Yeah,
with Maul.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah.
Speaking, they could do that as part of another different movie. It doesn't have to be like this.
It could be part of the Boba Fett movie,
right?
Why not?
It could be.
Bonus thing, because I saw these and I thought they were cool, so we're gonna look at them. So these are concept art from Solo. So this is Han and Chewie over the
taking the coupler.
The coupler.
I think it's very interesting looking at Han's jacket. It looks like it's very like fur. Like I don't think it was like that in the movie.
It had like a big fur collar.
Yeah, but he didn't have it like almost. It looks like it's actually Wookiee fur that he's wearing, which is funny. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Chewie's roaring at him.
Maybe it's blood red wampa fur.
Yeah, maybe. Next one is this one, which is really cool. It's kind of like a pastel.
Yeah, that's exactly
type,
what it looks like.
Like a pastel or a watercolor.
Yeah.
Here we got the range troopers.
That's one of my favorite outfits. I hope somebody cosplays that.
I really like.
Surely they're gonna make a sideshow collectible of that one.
Oh yeah.
At some point, you think
scale.
It's pretty cool. It's
Here's this one.
Cooler ones I've come up with a long
with
time.
With the bar sabacc scene.
Sabacc tournament scene.
Which is pretty cool. I like, there's the guy with all the eyes over there. There's like that dude with like a fish bowl on his head, kinda. And like that guy or whatever he is. Then there's Lando with his hair. And there's, I think, Han over there.
Yeah, Han's directly across the table.
And the design that will eventually become L3, but isn't L3 yet. Because this is what L3 looked like. Before
the concept of L3? Yeah, that's not what she looked like in the movie.
Yep, that's what she would have looked. That's what she originally looked like. Which I think that's really cool. Like, she looks more...
feminine?
Well, no, I mean, she's that, but like, she also looks more, like, freaking...
Cobbled together,
yeah. Like
she also, in my opinion, looks more feminine in that picture.
Yeah, she does. And she does.
I don't know why. It just does.
It's just the pose, I think.
Maybe the pose and the head's not so big and bulky.
Yeah.
Looks a little thinner.
Is this one? This is the original concept for what's her face? The lady or Proxima.
Proxima. That's one of the things with that movie. It's like they should have just had her speak not basic.
Now
would have made that scene way better.
Right, they should just speak just like Moloch was speaking.
Yep.
Now, do you like this concept of
or
her,
the one that comes all the way up out of the water? I'd rather see something like that. I think that's cooler.
Yeah, me too.
Like that.
It kind of looks like she's in a hot tub just relaxing,
Well, they could have it come up from underneath the water though, like that.
Yeah. But like, I like the idea of her just
minions,
like
minions scrubbing her down.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think they should have kept that design because I think that's a really
instead
cool
of like
design.
the white worm.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still cool. I just just had her not speak basic. It would have been even better.
Her being like decked out in gold is another really cool. Like,
well, that's because what all those little thieves were gathering for was like jewelry and stuff.
Yeah. Next time, oops, I accidentally clicked on it to zoom. There's another concept for her. She's like a lot bigger in this version.
A lot bigger.
And a bit uglier too. I mean, granted, she's ugly in the final film.
The other one makes more sense though, because like, why would you need big? You couldn't even get a gold necklace big enough to fit around that thing.
Here's Kira, original concept for Kira.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, her original name was Kura. Down there, Kura, and that's it. So very cool.
That's a pretty cool. Yeah.
I always like going through concept art because it's always cool to see like
how it got changed,
and also what could have been. Like, for example, I don't know if I've told you guys this or not, but Dark Horse Comics that took the original idea of Star Wars, that like the first draft of Star Wars that George Lucas had, and then just ran with it and made their own story with it. Like, I love that. I really want to find that comic series because I really want to read it because it sounds awesome.
Not to make a trip to
the big store.
The big store.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find it. I'll have to definitely look it up to see
they'll
what
have it
it's
there.
called.
If they're going to have it anywhere.
Yeah.
You'll find it there.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, you know, Vader, he's just like, he's a normal dude and he takes off his helmet and he's just like kind of a, and he's both the Emperor and Vader combined. There's no higher up power, I think. I think that's how it goes. I don't know. I'll have to pick it up definitely because I really want to read it. But yeah, that's it for this episode. I think this is episode 50.
We didn't talk about Billy Dee Williams, though.
Oh, yeah. What did you have on Billy Dee Williams?
Right
well,
there.
yeah.
Well, this is the
I
Boba
couldn't
Fett
get the
movie.
one to share to our Facebook page, but
okay.
it has been confirmed that Billy Dee Williams will be reprising his role as Lando Calrissian in Episode 9. Now, under what capacity would you like to see Lando
I would like to see a limited role. Nothing
Me too.
major. Nothing like he's like, I'm the new head of the Resistance.
I
or
almost
something
just
stupid
want
like
to
that.
see a little passing.
Yes.
Almost bigger
Just
than a cameo.
A little bit bigger than a cameo.
What if they have
Smaller than a full role.
What if they have Leia's funeral
and
at the
he's-
beginning of the film,
And he's there.
and he's there?
Maybe. I mean, that could be a good way to do. I just don't know that they're going to do Leia's funeral.
They could do it by the end, kind of like the Padme funeral at the end of Revenge of the Sith. They could do kind of something like that.
And he could show up at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
I just do not know. Like, J.J. Abrams has his work cut out of him because I don't know
Yeah, I don't know
how they're going to handle the Leia situation.
I don't know.
But as far as, like, almost, he's in his 80s.
Yeah.
So he can't do much action. So I just don't want to see him, like, I want to see Lando. And I just want to see, like, a suave old 80-year-old Lando and, like, say some cool lines and then be gone. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
maybe he has some importance, like something important to give them or information. Who knows what he's got?
Yes, maybe they just go see him.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's just a little bit of a, like maybe a 5-10 minute scene, and then they leave him
Right.
and he's doing what he was doing. All right.
Maybe it's revealed that Lando is Finn's grandfather. Who knows?
That'd be,
I mean, we'll see.
be interesting. That'd be interesting.
All right, let's wrap it up before
All right.
the battery dies.
Yeah.
Again.
So, I hope that you enjoyed this 58th?
Yeah, I think so.
58th episode. We're getting up there, man. We're getting old.
Yep.
We're getting 58th episode of Red 2 Chatter. Please go like our Facebook page. You can find anything that we talk about on this show, except for that Lando thing. You can find anything that we talk about on the show on there. So if you want to follow along, or if you want to just, if you don't want to wait for us,
And comment on stuff and on the Facebook
please
page and all kinds of stuff.
give
Share it too.
give us your own opinions on certain things, because we love hearing it. We love hearing you. Jay, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at jwilsonbydesign. And, always posting stuff on the Facebook page.
Didn't you say that we were gonna make a Twitter at some point?
No, Instagram account.
Oh, Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to make
Red
a
2.
Red 2 Chatter Instagram
Yeah,
account.
yeah. And then you can find me in YouTube as well under Major Glitterix, continuing on with Blue Reflection and Yakuza 4, having a ton of fun over there. So come over here and stop by, chat with me if you guys want to. So yeah, and we'll see you guys next time. So bye.
Peace.